Hey, I made it. I'm here. What's going on? There you go. What's shaking, y'all? Y'all ready to hear about my buddy? What's up, Terry? What do you say, Greg? What's going on, man? I guess what he was born in Ohio, right? Dayton, Ohio, or something. Yeah, come from Ohio originally. Excellent. Y'all hit that like button now. So I'm just going to quit talking if you don't hit the like button. This shit ain't free, man. I need them likes. You can't hit the like button. I can't fucking talk. I'll just sit here. Dayton, stand up. Ow! The big D. Okay. What's going on, James Dean? And what a place to start out with the dogs. I mean, Dave Adams and all the stuff coming from those guys. Ed come out of there with that dog. Taz Haru was the dog's name. He was basically a Zebo bred dog. Man, this is about Ed. Nothing else. So I got to stay on my subject. But he had that dog Tazaru. I still didn't know him then. And he wrote a letter to Bob Stevens and introducing himself to Bob Stevens and telling Bob he wanted to move to North Carolina. And so Bob lets me know, because I had this big old country house and I'd let people stay with me. Man, I had all kinds of dog people stay with me. That guy Milk Incorporated, he stayed with me for a while. Beach Boy Billy, he stayed with me for a while. Bob the Slob stayed with me for a while. I had a bunch of dog people come through there and live at my house. Yeah, man. Shit. So anyhow, Ed, he left all this out of his book, man. So Ed gets introduced to me through Bob Stevens. And so Ed writes me a letter. And he says, hey, man, I want to move to North Carolina. And so I'm real tight with Bobby Hall. So I hook him up with going to see Bobby Hall before he comes here. So he leaves California, got his old dog Tazaroo with him, and he's in his Volkswagen Bug, and he drives. Yeah, man. And he drives from California all the way to Tomball, Texas, to Bobby Hall's house. And he was at Bobby's for a couple of days. I'm talking to Bobby on the phone one day. He said, son, he said, I think he's got hinged teeth. But anyhow, he was at Bobby's for a few days. I think he stayed down there maybe a week or so. I don't remember how long he was at Bobby's. And then finally he left Bobby's. He loaded up. And he left there. And he come to my house. He come to my house. He stayed at my house for a long time. Yeah, man. He stayed at my house for a long time. And he never even put it in the book. So I had a front room in my house where guests could stay. And Ed stayed there for, I mean, it was several months, you know. And he had set up a little yard there at the house. He had, 4 or 5 dogs he'd gotten from different people. I had plenty of land. And, he had all these great plans and shit. And, a few months had gone by. And then, man, I come home one day and he was supposed to be walking Bolero. It was time to be walking Bolero. And dude was not walking my dog. He was in the living room sitting in a chair. And I fucking lost my temper and flipped out and kicked him out of the house, made him leave. And he didn't have anywhere to go. And that log cabin that he moved into, the one up the road from my house, those were friends of mine. And I hooked him up with those people. And we put him in that log cabin up the street from my house. It was like 2 blocks from my house. Like you could pull out my driveway and you went 2 blocks, and that's where that log cabin was. So, and all that's, Scout's honor, man. And he left all that out of his book. So now we got him at the cabin, right? Now he's come to North Carolina. He's lived at my house for a few months. He got kicked out and got sent up the road to the cabin. Now in the book, and in his little story and stuff, he's at the cabin. I'm gonna take a break for a minute. My damn throat's hurting from talking so much. Y'all go ahead and chat. Yo, Cleveland, stand up. I'll take Tornado. Yeah, man, hit that like button. I ain't telling no more of the story till I get 45 likes. No more story till I get 45 likes. I'm stopping at the cabin. So Ed done left my place, and he done went up there to the cabin. I'm trying to remember the name of them people, man. Man, I knew all those people. Like I said, they were my neighbors. So, got to give 45 likes. Yeah, he got up there in that cabin. Hey, that cabin didn't even have electricity, man. I got faith y'all going to have me 45 likes here in a second. So, that cabin didn't even have electricity. No electricity in it. No plumbing. Nothing. That son bitch was barren. But had a cool spot. It was right on the corner. I mean, it was right on the corner of the road. Yeah, that little place was right on the corner of the road. I mean, man, you could have thrown a beer can and it would have landed in the dog yard. How close everything was to the road. To the road. All right, now keep hitting that like button. Man, that's like the subscriber deal, you know. I mean, you got all these people with thousands of subscribers, right? Thousands and thousands of subscribers. And man, all I need is 1,000 subscribers. If everybody got each of their friends to subscribe, man, we'd have what we need. And man, I could be putting pictures up for you guys. Like right now, I could be putting pictures up. I could have went and got some pictures. You know, like one thing with Ed, man, Ed participated in all our stuff. He came to all the pig pickings, all of them. Man, I can remember Ed getting fucked up at some pig pickings, man. He loved to party, man. That boy, he'd drink some beer, you know. He'd smoke a little weed, not much, you know. He might see him hit a joint here once in a while, but he really wasn't a big pot smoker, man. But he liked to drink that cold beer now. He'd drink him Budweisers. So, yeah, man. So he moves into the that's pretty lame. It's pretty lame, man, that we don't have 50 likes. Um, anyhow, he moves into that cabin, right? And man, before you know it, dude, he had like 50 fucking dogs. It was like everybody that had, I mean, you know, this is North Carolina, late 80s. And everybody got dogs, man. I mean, everybody got 20, 30 dogs on their yard, and everybody giving dogs away, or you could buy a dog for 50 or $100. And man, Ed's yard was full. I mean, he had some good dogs on his yard too. I mean, hell, he had a little gator on his yard at one time. So, I mean, that was right there at the beginning. He had little gator on his yard. I swear, man, can't get 50 likes. I got a killer story I'm going to tell about the cabin, but I got to get 50 likes. So, but yeah, you should have seen that place, man. I mean, it was right on Highway 70. You could ride by there, and I mean, there was 50, 60 dogs right there on the side of the road. Right there on the side of the road, man. And didn't nobody bat a fucking eye. He never had no trouble up there. None. And I lived 2 blocks down the street. And boy, I'll tell you what, I sure didn't like that shit. I mean, the motherfuckers moved in the neighborhood and built something like that up the street from my house. I was like, son of a bitch, man. It was kind of a mess, you know. But anyhow, um, all right, we hit 51. I'll tell you a funny story. So he got moved in, right? And he's like, yo, dude. He said, I'm gonna have a cookout. He said, why don't you come on over? He said, I'm gonna cook a couple chickens. I said, okay, I'll come over. So I come over there, right? And he's got this barrel. It's like a 55-gallon drum. And he's got a bunch of wood stuffed in there. And so he's gonna light this wood on fire and make a fire in there like a pit. And then he's got a spit that he's gonna put the chickens on and have it over the hot coals of the fire. Oh, that's a good idea. So he takes an accelerant and he puts it on the on the on the wood, and then he waits a second and he throws the match on it, and that shit had vaporized inside that 55-gallon drum. And dude, it fucking went off like a jet engine, like woo, like the flames just come out of it like a jet engine, man, like woo, and burned every fucking hair on his face off, burned his eyebrows off, burned his mustache off, burned the hairline off, burned everything off his fucking face. I mean, his whole face was red. It was red as could be, man. And I don't think they had any water at his house at the time. And, the fire was going good. But he was hurting, man. The motherfucker was hurting like hell. I don't know whether he used gas or what, man, but I mean, that shit went off like a damn. I'm glad I wasn't standing close to it. I mean, that shit fucked him up. I mean, seriously fucked him up. So like, we go in the house looking for something to put on his face, to cool it off. I mean, his face is burning, man. It's burning. I mean, he's got like, I don't know, second-degree burns on his face and shit. And I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And so he's looking, he doesn't have any kind of cream. He doesn't really have anything to put on his face. And so he fucking looks in the refrigerator and he's got butter, got like margarine. I said, man, why don't you rub some of that margarine on your face? And he goes, okay, maybe it'll cool it off. And he takes that margarine and he rubs that margarine all over his face. I mean, all over his face. And he goes, man, I said, do you feel any better? And he goes, no. And he goes, what, does it look any better? And I go, well, looks kind of delicious, man. I mean, he was all buttered up and red and shit, looked kind of good. And no, I ain't bullshitting you. You can ask him. You can fucking ask him, man. True story. True story. True story. Yeah, man. He rubbed butter all over his face. Sure did. Sure did. No eyebrows, no nothing. Oh, he looked delicious, man. I'm telling you, man. He looked better than them two chickens out there laying there fucking been torched. Those chickens, man, they were blackened. He had some of that New Orleans chicken out there blackened on one side. So, weren't a damn feather left on him, I guarantee you. But yeah, that's a true story. So anyhow, he lived there for a while and he did well. He built a nice yard. They tried to copy my stuff at that time. They got him some, I think, a brother stomper and stuff like that. And he ended up leaving there and moving to Alamance County, and moved over there near his buddy's place and teamed up with them boys from West Virginia, to Bailey and Mark Gill and that bunch. And I think that's when they were Crazy Side or the Hillbillies or some other name. That was before he was Wild Side Kennels. He was like Crazy Side Kennels. No, it wasn't Crazy Side. I thought it was the Hillbillies or something. So, but anyhow, that Bailey guy got killed in a car accident, and the Gill guy kind of flaked out. And so Ed, he started Wild Side Kennels after he got busted over there in Alamance County. He left Alamance County and went up to the mountains, and that's when he bought Hollingsworth Yard. He got all them dogs of Hollingsworth and went through them. I don't really think he had much success with those dogs. I think Lester really had more success with that Hollingsworth bull. I mean, I've seen Lester breeding that stuff more than Ed was. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was some other name before it was Wild Side. Like, I don't know what they called themselves. The Hillbillies or some shit. But when he went off on his own, that's when he started Wild Side. Wild Side, and what was it? He stole that thing that we used in our ad, Southern bred game dogs. Yeah, he stole that from the Dixieline Connection. Um, but anyhow, so he goes up there, and he went through them Hollinsworth dogs. He did all right with them, but and then he had some really good stuff right off of Chinaman, right off of like Sons and Daughters of Snooty. He had some really, really well bred dogs. And and the thing about Ed was, man, is that he was honest. You know, I mean, he could have bred his pedigrees up a lot more fancy than he did, but he kept his pedigrees honest. And you got to give him credit, man. And Ed was a forward thinker with his breeding program. If you look at it, he doesn't get stuck in the past and trying to breed backwards on his pedigrees. He's breeding forward to nice individuals that he sees today and that he saw at the time that he was breeding to. You know, I mean, you can't breed to paper. You have to breed to individual dogs. And Ed was really, really good at that. Um, uh, you know, when I saw his yard, I was going up there to Lester's shortly before I bred Valero to Bandit, and Ed had that Bandit dog on his yard, and for some reason I stopped by there to visit. Right, and this is when he's living up there in the mountains, and so I stopped by there to visit, and dude, the yard of dogs he had off of Bandit at the time, it looked like Garner's yard when he had all them Pedro dogs. I mean, it was just, and basically he had done the same thing. He had taken a lot of Snooty and Chinaman females and bred it back over that rascal blood. And his whole yard looked like a yard full of Pedro Snooty dogs. I mean, it just looked great. And, I tried to conceal my exuberance, but I decided that day, I was like, man, I'm breeding my bitch to that Bandit dog. And, it was less than 6 months later, I was back up there with Bolero and made that breeding. And I'll be forever grateful to him for letting me make that breeding. Because and that was the last breeding that came off of Bandit. He never produced another puppy after that. That was his last breeding. So, but anyhow, so Ed went on to produce a lot of great dogs with that Bandit dog, and has gone on now with his family of dogs. And from what I understand, he's still breeding dogs today. I don't have a link or anything to catch up with him, but I'm sure you could find him by Googling him or asking somebody that knows him. But um, you know, he he was a good guy, man. I mean, he was always real honest. He's funny. Um, uh, there's lots of stories you could tell about Ed. Um, he uh, he worked at a rent-a-center for a long time. You got to ask him about that. Man, he'd get us stuff from the rent-a-center. Oh man, he'd get us some killer deals. This is back in the 80s. Mm. Then he worked at the Pet Go Round for a while. That was pretty cool. He had a job at the Pet Go Round, and that was pretty sweet. We were getting deals on dog food and all that shit. So Ed was always a good dude, man. He was like your guy, like where you'd be like, yeah, I got a guy, Ed liked being the guy, I got a guy for that. Ed liked to be that guy. If he could do something for you, he'd do it. I mean, he's one of those take his shirt off his back guys. It really is too. So, I mean, he's nice to a fucking fault. You know, Yeah, yeah, man. So, you know, and of course he's fucked up just like the rest of us. I mean, I could sit here and tell you bad shit about him, just like people could tell you bad shit about me, you know. But you know, it's well, I think when it comes to all that stuff, I always gave Ed a hard time, because he had an opportunity for greatness, you know. Um, the atmosphere was there to prove those dogs, to take those dogs out into the very best and to show what you believe and to see the truth. So and he chose not to do that with a lot of them. And so um, you know, like Renegade, for example. I mean, you know, back then at that time, a man had to take his stud dog out. I mean, how you gonna say? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, hit that like button. Hit that like button. No more talking about anything until I get 65 likes. I got to get 65 likes. 65 likes, or we'll talk about books that are available. Yeah, I got some books. Y'all want to bid on a book? I got one of them sheriff books. I got a volume 4 Game Dog Time series. Ooh, you know what I got? Y'all were liking that old dog collar. I got a bunch of old dog collars out in the building, and I went and pulled one out, man. I got this old leather dog collar. I believe it belonged to Grand Champion Bronson. Man, look at that. It's 70. That's pretty sweet. 91 people. Bo Dilly, what's going on, man? Yeah, Ed could have had some great contests back then. You know, imagine like Renegade versus David Tant, Renegade versus Harry Hargroves, Renegade versus Barney Fife or something, I mean, that's how you're able to say, you know, this bulldog right here. So I just I may have been interested in even breeding something to that stuff if I had seen more out of it. But I stayed away from it. I didn't breed anybody else's Bandit or Chinaman or Frisco or any of that stuff. I just breed my own stuff, and that's it. So, we all had that opportunity back in the '80s and the '90s to step up, man. So some people were breeders, and some people weren't. And Ed turned out to be a breeder, and he turned out to be a great breeder. I mean, he bred some great dogs, man. If I hadn't have been a dick, um, Bandit would have been a register of merit. It was my fault he didn't make register of merit. I mean, Two Eyes 1-3 made him a champion, and that made Bandit a register of merit, but I never turned in the third win. What do you say, Greg? Oh shit, that's all right. I need 75 likes. And we gotta play some more of that. Some old John Prine. Let's see here. Go to artist. Yeah, like that. Because if I turned in the third, it made him a champion, and then that was going to make Bandit a Register of Merit. And I didn't want him to be a Register of Merit. Plus, it was kind of off the chain, man. It was kind of like some hokey dokey shit. You know, it really wasn't a contracted match. It was like some hokey dokey shit. Well, that Mean Jolene was a bad bitch. Well, man, he bred up some hellacious dogs. I mean, the guy bred up some. I mean, look at his bloodline. How many people on here right now got a good dog from Ed Farron? Just say yes. That's what I'm talking about, Lawson King. I have heard of Maverick too. Um, yeah, I know about that dog. He's down there in Huntsville. Well, he was. My dick dog's out of his sister. Oh, he was an ace, man. And just a straight up ace. Y'all hit that like button. But Ed had a good eye for dogs. Um, and some of the dogs he picked out, I mean, he had dogs directly off of Chinaman. Um, he had granddaughters of Snooty, and he was breeding that stuff to each other, and then he was crossing that with that pure Niggerino stuff, and then taking that back into that bandit blood. And man, he really bred up some nice stuff. Nah, I didn't know much about it, Steadfast. Never saw a Mayday. Oh yeah, man. I've seen that Miss Rufus dog. She's a good one. I've seen her lose, but she's still a good one. Now I like that weed dog. I think that weed dog's pretty sweet, man. And what's that big one? What's his name that looked like Stompanato? Midnight, is that his name? The black and white, that male? I like that dog. That's a good looking dog. He looks like my Donald dog. Yeah, he's good looking sucker. Man, yeah, that's why I'm having this show. I mean, he's a prolific breeder of the North Carolina bloodlines, and and deserves all the credit he gets. I mean, yeah, yeah, I like that dog. He's a good looking dog. I thought about breeding him. I was thinking about it. I was looking for an outcross. I finally found it, but I was looking at that dog. Ah, well, the thing about when you get a dog from him, it's bred like the papers say. You know, it's like getting a dog when Jerry Clemens was selling dogs. Is that you know how the dog is bred when you get it, and you know that's what counts. I mean, and you can look at the parents and the grandparents; they're right there. I mean, that's a good thing about dealing with somebody like that. I mean, what do you say, Bill? That old Volkswagen he drove, man, he drove that thing all the way from California to North Carolina, drove it all the way across the country. It wasn't no bigger than my desk. Had that thing packed full. And had his dog with him. That Tazaroo. That Tazaroo was a pretty good old dog. Wasn't nothing wrong with him. Pretty sweet old dog, as I remember. Like I said, old Ed had a good eye. You talking about Thornton's Maverick 2? Is that who you're talking about? Is that the Maverick 2 that you're talking about, Bo Dilly? Nah, I don't know anything about them. I mean, I've seen their dogs. A friend of mine took a brother to that bear dog and crossed it with a pure bitch from that White Oak Kennels. That bite 'em blood. Oh man, I mean it's the well. The Floyd line, getting them from Floyd, that's the well, man. I mean, you go down there and get you one of them black dogs with them red eyes, that's the well. Really? You know, I seen that dog go at Struthers Luther. Oh, Vader. Heck yeah, man. Well, that's what they're supposed to be at Floyd's. If they weren't, it'd be a problem. I don't know, man. You'd have to ask Bobby Hall. Oh man, he was all that in a bag of chips. sure. Yeah, man. I mean, that was his stud dog. I mean, a dude don't make it a stud dog if it's not a good dog. If he wasn't, he should have been. Haven't seen Floyd's Red Boy dog. Did Ed ever get a Red Boy dog? I never used any Cardenas blood. Now, there's people that have used my blood with the Cardenas blood, but I've personally never used any of it. I've just always got that stuff straight from Jerry Clemens. You know, I've always gone to the well. Trying to find something on here. Oh well, fuck it. I damn lost track of what we were talking about. Hey, that's pretty good, man. 83 likes, 89 people. Yeah, them boys been mixing that stuff with it. I mean, Cardenas and Morphin were breeding that hard times dog there at the end. They really like that stuff. Hang on a minute. I got one of them. I got to go get it. Man, this sucker is old. That's an old collar right there. Look at that thing. That thing is old. You know, I'm pretty sure that was Lanier's Bronson's collar. I'm pretty sure that's whose collar that was. You know, 37 pounds. Pretty sure that's who that was. But anyhow, well, it's a consensus here that Ed's a good guy. Ed's a good guy. Um, he got here through writing Bob Stevens a letter, and Bob Stevens contacted me, and then Ed contacted me, and I contacted Bobby Hall, and Ed came and lived with me before he ever moved into that cabin. And you know, like I said, he left that out of the book, but you know, that's really the only real dirt I got for you on Ed. You know, he used to come to pig pickings and get wasted, but you know, that's about it, man. Oh, Ed's a good guy, man. I don't really have no crazy stories to tell you, except when, like I said, the exploding grill when we buttered up his face. That was pretty sweet. And but otherwise, man, he's a good guy. You know, he got popped like 2 or 3 times and never said a word about nothing. And you know, just a solid dude, man. I mean, you know, just uh, just a good guy. You know, still got his dogs. So got to give him credit. Got to give him credit. No, Ed's a game guy and an honest person. So you know, if you ever come across him, you know, don't worry about dealing with him if you feel like dealing with him. Yeah, he's a good person. So, but anyhow, all right. Well, that's the end of that. So let's see here. Should I log off or we just stay on? I think we'll just stay on. Fuck it. You know, we'll just stay on. We can just still just talk about his dogs and stuff. But you know, that's the end of my story. You know, Calamity Jane. Yeah. What? Now, how was she bred? How was that dog bred? No, man. I don't have no dirt on him anyhow, man. Shoot, we start slinging dirt. I get buried. They'll cover me up. Now that Lucifer dog, boy, now that was a bulldog right there. Now that's a dog I wish I'd bred to. I wish I'd bred something to that Lucifer dog. It was just kind of the other team, man. You know, it was the other team. I just didn't want to use the other team. You know, kind of defeated the purpose of things. Uh-oh. Y'all want to buy that old beat up collar? Man, that thing must be 30 years old. I had to beat the spiders off of it. You know, Let me unbuckle it. See if there's any more spiders on it. If we leave it unbuckled, might be frozen shut. And this thing, you can't even unbuckle it. Oh yeah, you can. Come on, baby. There you go. Look how worn it is. It's separated from being worn so much. I mean, the whole thing's... The D-ring on it's actually got wear from being used. It's a pretty cool collar, man. Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I can't quote whose collar it was, but I'll tell you one thing. There was a bulldog on this fucker at one time. I don't know who it was, but it's pretty cool, man. That's the real deal, man. That's one of my dog collars, right out of my building. I got a bunch of them back here, man. I tell you what, man, besides my Stomper dog, that Two Eyes dog off of Bandit was the best stud dog I ever had. Dude, I don't even know what I did with them things, man. I don't even know where they're at. I think I threw them away. No. You want one of those pictures? Let me see here. Look, here's one right here. You like that one? That one there, it's got Mayday on it, and on the back it says to Bill Reynolds from Victor Acart, and then it's signed, and then it's got written Grand Champion Mayday. You like that picture? Is that what you're talking about? You want one of those? I got that one. Here's another one. Little different pose. Same thing. There's a side shot. That's pretty cool. You like the side shot with the sheriff book? Well, which one you want? You want a side shot or you want a front shot? How about that one? It's all big looking and shit. You like that picture? You got to pick out a picture. They're all signed to me. All of them. Every single one of them. How about the side shot? You want it mouth closed or mouth open? Mouth closed, mouth open. How about mouth open? because I got 2 of those. All right. Put these away. Back into the envelope. It's called Super Pictures. This is the envelope called Super Pictures, man. Super Pictures. All right. Now, a sheriff book. I got to cough up a sheriff book. Let's see here. All right. Bam. Right there. Phone book. Phone book. Phone book. So this book contains a compilation of the issues published by Fat Bill from 1995 to 1996. And this whole issue focuses on Norman Houghton. I mean, the very first one is the cover. It's a Norman Houghton cover. And you go through it. It's got the Norman Houghton interview in it. It's real heavy in his stuff. It's got lots of his ads in there. There's a big full-page Norman Houghton ad with puppies for sale. So it's pretty sweet, man. Sweet, sweet book. Pig-picking pictures. There's a picture with Lonzo and Greasy Corner Kid, Irish Jerry, Norman Houghton on that page. I know you can't see it, but cool book, man. Cool book. About 400 pages. It's like a damn phone book. All right. So that's what you're talking about. You want that? And that picture. Oh. Well, I thought we was going to do the collar. Shit, man. I think I got a picture of Barracuda in here with all these pictures. Yeah. I got some pictures of him, Barracuda, and who's the other one? Dude, a collar. He did, too. Man, he run from a lot of people with a lot of dogs. I mean, we all know this. Well, Bandit, he didn't have any Niggerino in him. He was Rascal and Stompanato. I got $25 for the collar. $25 for the collar. $25 for the old collar. What the hell? Let's sell it. Whee! There you go, man. There you go. $25, $25. We'll run the auction until 9:30. We'll run it till 9:30. It'd be fun to do. Something to do. Something to do. Then after that, we'll do the book and the picture. That's right. Which is God knows how they're bred. Yeah, man. Yeah, without the Jeep. You got Grand Champion Outlaw in there instead. different individuals. I think they were both 44s. Man, I mean, I hate to damn say it because it's damn. I sound like I'm prejudiced because the best match I ever saw was one of the early matches that I had. Was Bolero versus Bridget. Went 46 minutes. It was just a fantastic match, man. And they come to beat me. They brought the perfect dog to whip her. And my dog was young and inexperienced, and they brought a dog to beat a stifle dog with. And my bitch had to change her style. And it took her about 30 minutes to figure this dog out. And once she did, she was able to win. And no, it was Jean's Bridget, Martin Jean's Bridget. And but man, that was to this day, it was the best match I ever seen, man. And that other bitch was game. I tried to buy her. I ended up getting a hold of her brother through a friend of mine. I didn't own him, but I bred to him. We bred a daughter of Two Eyes um, to Bridget's brother. And you'll see him in pedigrees, a dog called Red Angus. And I really liked that stuff, man. They were good dogs. They were Buster bred dogs. Nice stuff. Yeah, in her first time out. First time out. She did. Yeah, kind of a bad scene, man. I appreciate it, Tony. Um, you know, I mean, of course, I've seen other fantastic matches. Um, Grand Champion Bronson went against that header dog. You know, um, Harry Hargrove's referee, and went 3 hours and 9 minutes, no turns, no out holds. Bronson scratches to win. It was pretty epic. Um, when Gambler's Virgil won his second one against it was these boys from Tennessee. I forgot who it was, but boy, that was a good one. Um, it's damn. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. It'd probably be a draw. You know, that'd be a tough one there. It'd be a tough one. I mean, both of them being aces and all, it'd be hard to say. Yeah, I don't think Chinaman ever saw a dog that good. You know, um, it would be a test for him. That's for sure. I mean, I ain't never seen much of the Kimmer blood. You know, I mean, I've got some of it in my Dick dog. You know, we like that Kimmer's macho dog. That Kimmer's macho dog, produced the Maverick dog. So we've all got that Kimmer's macho dog. I mean, on all those, BB Red or them, I'd give it to the Queen of Hearts. I don't know, man. I seen Niggerino go. I saw him win his fourth, and a pretty good old dog. It'd be a tough one right there now. No, and that was before my time, man. It was before my time. He was an old dog. When I first saw Chinaman, he was an old dog in 1980, 85, 86. He was already, never heard of him. Who is that? Oh, yeah. Hell, Snake Man's still alive? I didn't know he's still alive. Oh, man. Bo, Tornado. Man, that third one, that's a tough one, boy. The damn Orangadanga, boy. It'd just be a tie kind of between Orangadanga and Bolero. Oh, Ed, he saw a lot of them dogs. He seen that Taz dog, and I think he's seen Bo at least one time. Oh, yeah. And that ain't even the man. I got the real story from them guys. Like 2 weeks after that shit happened, they were up at my house. Half that team was at my house telling me that shit. What went down? I got debriefed on that shit. That was a hell of a story that went down that day. Them guys got royally fucked down there. Zero play. Zero play in that man. He had a radio that played, he threw it away. Zero play. Dead serious motherfucker. Do not fuck with him. Hey, he sells cigars and liquor. Have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen where Norman sells cigars and liquor? Hang on a second here. Check it out, man. Here's his website. He sells cigars and whiskey. I'm gonna order a bottle of that whiskey. Drink me a bottle of that whiskey when I get my 1,000 subscribers. See if I can get me a bottle of it at the liquor store. What's Greg talking about? All right, so what's the bid on the collar? I forgot what the bid was on the collar. Well, we got $25 on the collar, 25, 25, 25, 25. We got a $25 bid. That's right, $25 bid. Got $35 bid. 35, 35, 35. I mean, my dick dog was right out of Maverick, who was right out of Kemmer's Macho. So I had it that way. I never had a dog right from Kemmer. Oh, that collar was cool, man. That thing sat in my living room for God knows how long. I mean, I've had it since the 90s. That sucker was badass, man. But this collar here has been worn. I mean, this is a serious collar right here. I mean, this got a ring on it. It's got 2 rings on it. Pretty cool, man. Of course, I'll throw some extra shit in the box. Everybody tell you I always throw extra shit in the box. I'll throw a picture or something like that. I got to go get some pictures made. I got to burn a CD and go to CVS to make some pictures. So, yeah, that's right. That's right. Here, let me show you my Dick Dog's pedigree. Hang on a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's easier this way. I bought a dog from Jerry Clemens in 1993 that right here. And his grandmother Maverick's mother's out of Macho. I'm sorry. Maverick's mother's out of Macho. This is the only Kimmer blood I've ever had. It's right there. That was my stud dog. It bred pretty good. I like looking at that pedigree. Yeah, he was bred pretty good, man. That's my stud dog right there. All right, we got 5 minutes to go. Bid is $35. $35, $35, $35, $35, $35, $35 for the Bronson collar. $35 for the old dog collar from Fat Bill's yard. Yep, you just click on his offspring. We bred him. That was my boy. Cool. See what's going on, man. Man, got 93 likes and 66 people. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah, man. That was my buddy, too. He was a good old dog. He was a serious little old dog, man. Nice animal. Um, super friendly. Now, when I got him, he was a little bit edgy. He had a little edge to him, but he just needed to be loved on. He'd only had one owner, and the guy was a trucker, and he was gone all the time. So the dog just didn't really have any socialization when he was a young dog. And man, I got me a big old stick of bologna. Took my pocket knife. I sat there and fed him that bologna. And man, I got him where he loved me. I fed him that stick of bologna. That was probably about 1.5 pounds of bologna. Oh man, I opened that cage up. He curled up next to me. You know, man, we were buddies after that. I put the leash on him. I didn't have any problems with him, you know. But like I said, when I first got him and tried to get him out, he was acting a little edgy, you know, like he just, you know, not like he wanted to bite me, but like he just wanted to charge out of the kennel. And I like to be in control. You know, I don't want him charging out of the kennel. You know, I want him to be easy, man. Let me reach in there and get that collar, or at least as I open the door, just kind of stick your head out and let me get that collar. I don't want nobody charging out the damn door. You know. Oh, sure, man. I went into David Tant several times. I mean, probably one of the most famous ones I beat was that champion Rambo dog off of Yellow. He was a 4-time winner and going for his grand championship. I beat him in an hour and 55 minutes with my Storm dog, David Tant, handling and conditioning. That was a pretty big deal back then. I was supposed to lose that one, and I got that ass, man. So, oh man, you don't need no dog. Shit, you probably already got a dog. Just take care of the one you got, man. You don't need no dog. Oh, that Sundance dog. I mean, it's a shame. It's like all them dogs were down there and all them good bred dogs, and they just vaporized, man. Like, all that shit's gone. Houston dog. I don't know about a Houston dog. Yeah, we matched into a lot of those people. Like, that's why, I was more of a participant than a spectator. I mean, I went to a few big matches, but man, I was more matching dogs myself. Um, I mean, I beat old Durant several times. Uh oh, here we go. Coming up on 9:30. All right, all right, all right. We got no, it's 35. It's 35 with uh Nazrat. Nazrat bid 35. All righty. 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 going once. 35 going once. 35 going once. Include shipping. 35 going once. Man. 35 going once. 35 going twice. I'm going to take my drink. What building you talking about? On this collar? On this old dog collar? One of them collars out of my building. It's an old leather collar from my dog building. 35 going twice. 35, 35, 35, 35 going twice. 35 going twice. Man, really? 35. Sold for $35. $35. All right. Man, it must be the middle of the month or something. Are y'all broke? Oh, it'd have to be Bolero, man. I mean, the best dog I ever owned was Champion Bolero. Um, if I can pull up her pedigree for you. This got a good picture of me when I was young. Here, check this out. That's the best dog I ever owned. And man, she was the sweetest little thing. Oh man, my worst loss. Woo, I had a bunch of them. I got my ass kicked a bunch of times. I'd have to say when So Evil lost to Grand Champion Cochise, that was my worst. I just, you know, I just knew we had him, man. I just knew we had him at 45 minutes. I thought it was over at 45 minutes, and Cochise got him good, man, at the hour mark, and So Evil just quit. He just quit. It was just like the end of the tank. The tank was just empty, and he just quit. So you know, but yeah, that was it. 32 pounds, little bitty dog, man. Oh, you the man. Thanks, Nazareth. I appreciate it, man. All right. Well, man, oh man, look at that. We're one away from 100 likes. Somebody hit that like button. Make that thing go to 100. Come on now. Hit that like button so I can get 100 likes. That's just too cool. Oh, look at that, 101 likes. Lord Almighty. Well, I'll tell you, man, this been it's definitely been a good episode, and I've enjoyed talking about old Ed and Ed. Let me tell you, Ed worked a lot of dogs for me, and he only messed up at one time. Otherwise, he did a great job conditioning dogs, and he worked Bolero. He worked Bolero for her. I think it was her second match. He helped condition her, and and we won, and he helped walk her out, and he helped walk out a lot of dogs, and he never had any accidents, never had any problems taking care of them. He was real good at taking care of dogs. He was he's just a good dog man, and I wish him all the luck in the world. And you know, if you ever get a chance to deal with him, it sounds great. And if you talk to him and you tell him I said, hey, I saw him at Lester's funeral. I went to Lester's funeral, and he was there. Now he didn't go to the funeral. He didn't go to the funeral. They Me and a buddy of mine, we was at one end of the parking lot, and these two old trucks come pulling up, right? And 4 or 5 guys get out, and they got a dog with them. And I see this, I was like, well, that's kind of cool. Got some old boys over there with a dog at Lester's funeral. And then I get to looking, and I realize that one of them's Ed. And Fat Bill. Just look up Fat Bill. That's my Facebook name. And one of them is Ed. And so, man, I'm all in black. I got a black duster on. I got all black clothes on, black hat. And I guess that's what did it. Because me and my buddy, we go walking over there. And here's this little dog wagging its tail and shit, on the leash. And the closer I get, man, that dog starts going down. And by the time we get up there, that dog is laying on the ground, man, hunkered down. And Ed and all his friends are standing there. I looked down at that little dog. I said, don't worry, baby. We didn't bring one with us. So, said hey to Ed. Talked to them for a few minutes. But they wasn't coming in. They just come by there to, just to say hey. But they didn't come into the funeral. They just hung out in the parking lot for a while and said hey to everybody, and then they left. And then I went on in, and Evelyn had me speak at the funeral. And so I got up there and I told what I thought about Lester and how he impacted my life, which was, a great deal. Lester was just a really, really good guy. I think he had a big influence on Ed. He definitely upgraded Ed's yard when he got him that bandit dog. He definitely upgraded his yard. His association with Lester Hughes was a big plus for Ed. It was a big plus for the whole dog world, So anyhow, they had the funeral there, and then they took Lester's coffin up to his house, and had the service right there in his front yard, and they buried him in his dog yard right there by his little shed and everything. So it was pretty cool. So you can go up here and visit Evelyn, and Lester's buried right there in her front yard. So it was pretty wild. Steve, what's going on, man? Where were you? Man, you should have been here during the thing. You know a lot of the story. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they had a military funeral for him. 21 gun salute. I got the video somewhere. I need to upload it. But yeah, that's the last time I seen him. And I guess that was 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. So, well, I'm going to wrap this up. And we'll catch y'all next time. So, I sure did enjoy it. It was a good one. I want to keep this kind of contained just to Ed and not get off the subject too much. That way, when people watch it again, it won't run into a whole bunch of stuff. We're up to an hour and a half. So, yeah, I got it. I can see your comments. Am I missing something? And, I'm trying to read them all. It's hard to read all the comments. If there's anything I'm supposed to do before I go, let me know now. anything anybody wants to say about Ed, like, hey man, I got a good dog from him. Um, you know, well, I don't really have no Christy stories. I mean, she was just always around working her ass off. I mean, every time you seen her, she had them big rubber boots on out there picking up dog shit. So, but anyhow, I'm yeah, it was good, man. It was good. It was good. I appreciate the collar purchase, and we'll do some books or something later on. I need to give you a pup to put that collar on, man. You need to come out here this summer and get you one. So you need a puppy. Put that collar on, man. You come on out here. I'll give you one. I appreciate you getting it. Yeah, man, it was good. Oh man, I got some artwork by Rudy. Rudy's a really talented artist. I got some great cartoons and dog drawings and all kinds of stuff by Rudy. And yeah, man, shoot, man, give me a call. He did. I like Albany Lou. Albany Lou's all right, man. I did know J.C. Rao from South Carolina. Yup, sure did, man. Yeah, I've got a good picture of that dog, of that cursed opera dog. I got a good side shot of that dog. I need to I need to I'll put that up on my Facebook page. Yeah, man, come out here. I'm gonna make this breed this summer. Oh, Greg likes small Albany Lou. Well, guys, shoot, I wonder if Alexa's got Albany Lou. Play Albany Lou. Oh yeah. Anyhow. Oh man. I really want to kind of contain this show and not really drag it out too much. You know? I hate to go, but it's time to go. So, well, that dog went to That dog went to her owner, Liz, died of old age. Got bred a few times. We bred him to that granny dog of mine. So yeah, man. Y'all have a good night. Albany Lou, Albany Lou. All right, guys. Y'all have a good evening. We're going to cut this one off. Never know, I might come back later. But we're going to end the Ed Farron show with a shout out to Ed. Good job, Ed. You've done a great job. You're a great dog man. And we wish you all luck in the world in your future endeavors. God bless you, Ed. God bless all y'all. And y'all take care of yourselves. See you soon.